tearing paper can give a different effect than just actually cutting the straight lines on it. Especially for younger children, they can't really use scissors yet, so this is a way that they can cut out their pictures without actually having to use scissors. So as you can see here on the heart, it's got that torn look to it. The easiest way to do this is to take some water, and you'll give your children a cotton swab that they're going to dip in the water, going along the line. They'll actually get their paper wet. Now you can do this for easy shapes. If you have a real complicated shape, it's going to be too difficult to tear, but circles, squares, hearts, something that's easy will be real easy for them to actually cut out their own. You want to kind of wait until you see it start to bubble on the back here and get a little bit darker. That means that the water has absorbed all into the paper. Once that's happened, it's real easy for the children just to take, and when they start tearing, they really don't even have to worry about where they're tearing because it's only going to tear on the wet lines. Now for this particular one, we have a black Bible piece that we've just added the Bible pages to, and the children can add their heart on there. And they have their finished product with their torn heart that they didn't even have to use scissors for. In doing crafts, you're going to find that you do a lot of cutting. You're going to be cutting and cutting and cutting. So I recommend that you try to find a very comfortable, good pair of scissors that you can cut many sheets with. And I'm going to show you a few tricks that I've learned over the years of how to cut several pieces of paper at one time. An example of that is this Valentine craft that we made. We celebrate a holiday called Valentine's Day in the United States, and it's John 3:16 with the word Valentine intermingled in with all of the letters. The children would then put the hearts around the outside. Well, there's 2, 4, 6, 8 hearts on here, so if you have a class of 30 children, that's a lot of hearts that you have to cut out. As a matter of fact, it's about 240 hearts that you have to cut out. So an easy way to do that is to take and draw out your hearts on a piece of white paper. And I have gotten to where I can cut up to about 8 sheets of paper at a time, but we'll start you out on just 4 sheets of paper. So you're going to have your blank construction paper, your 4 sheets of the different colors, and you're going to take your heart master and put on top of it. In a minute I'm going to show you why you would do it this way rather than actually copying your hearts onto the construction paper. If you take a stapler and staple all around without stapling into the heart itself, when you're finished, you have your white sheet stapled onto all of your plain construction paper. If you don't do this, what happens is your paper is going to slide around and you're going to get really frustrated in trying to hold it with your hand, and you're going to get cramps in your hand. Let me show you how easy it is to cut this way, because I barely have to even hold it because the staples are all holding the paper together. Then when I can just cut around very easily, the paper's not sliding, it's staying right where it's supposed to be. And right now I'm cutting 4 pieces at a time. And what a difference that will make when you're cutting so many pieces rather than just cutting out 1 at a time. So there I have my 4 hearts cut out. If you were to take your paper and to put all of your hearts on it, you would have to cut out each one individually. The reason is, if you go to try to line up your paper it's probably not going to line up exactly the same on every page. And that's going to make it difficult, because what you're going to end up with is, I went ahead and I tried doing it that way, and if you notice, the first heart is cut out correctly on the black line. The second one is not too bad. But if you notice this third one here, I've got black line at the bottom, but none at the top. And by my fourth one, it just doesn't look as nice. If you do it without copying on there, then you have hearts that you don't have to worry about the black lines with. And you can have a craft that can be easily done, and it's going to save on the cramping of your hand as you're doing lots and lots of pre-cutting for your preschoolers. Of course, your older kids, they can cut out themselves, but when you're cutting for the little ones, you're going to be doing lots of that. So have fun cutting.